Think your old, damaged quarter is worthless? Think again. Some rare error coins from the Washington Quarter State Series have sold for jaw-dropping prices, even in bad condition. In this video, we're revealing the most valuable state Washington quarters that could turn your pocket change into $1 million surprise. Don't miss this. First up, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a very interesting coin for collectors, beginners, and even people who simply find old coins in their pocket change. This coin is part of the historic Washington Quarter Series, which began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and remained largely unchanged for decades. The obverse, front of the coin, features a left-facing portrait of George Washington with the word Liberty above his head, the motto "In God We Trust" on the left, and the date 1967 at the bottom. The reverse back shows a heraldic eagle with wings spread, holding arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace, with the words United States of America and $quarter around the rim. One of the most important facts about the 1967 quarter is that it does not have a mint mark, and this is completely normal. From 1965 to 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks from all circulating coins. This decision was made because of a major coin shortage during the mid-1960s. At that time, silver prices were rising rapidly, and people were hoarding silver coins for their metal value. To reduce collecting pressure and hoarding, the mints stopped using mint marks temporarily, and also changed the metal composition of coins. Therefore, if your 1967 Washington quarter does not have a mint mark, it is not rare simply for that reason. Before 1965, Washington quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, starting in 1965, including 1967, quarters were struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. This means the coin has a pure copper core in the center, and outer layers made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The total weight of a normal 1967 quarter is about 5.67 grams, and its diameter is 24.3 millimeters with a reeded, grooved edge. If you look at the edge of a regular 1967 quarter, you will see a visible copper stripe in the middle. This stripe is one of the easiest ways to identify that the coin is clad and not silver. Now, when we talk about a 1967 Washington quarter in bad condition, we are usually referring to coins that have been heavily circulated for many years. A coin in poor condition may show heavy wear, flat details, scratches, dents, rim damage, discoloration, corrosion, or even environmental damage from moisture or chemicals. On the obverse, Washington's hair may appear smooth and flat, and his facial features may be difficult to see clearly. On the reverse, the eagle's breast feathers may be almost completely worn away. The lettering may also appear weak or thin. Because the mintage of the 1967 quarter was extremely high, over 1.5 billion coins were produced. Most examples found in bad condition are only worth their face value of 25 cents. The high production numbers mean the coin is very common. Even in worn condition, collectors can easily find replacements in better grades. So there is usually no premium for a damaged or heavily circulated piece. Coin grading plays a major role in determining value. The grading scale ranges from poor P1 to mint state MS70. A 1967 quarter in poor condition may have almost no visible detail and heavy damage. In good G4 condition, the main design is visible but very worn. In very good VG8 and fine F12, more detail appears, but the coin still shows clear signs of circulation. In extremely fine EF40, only light wear is visible on the highest points of the design. Mint state coins show no wear at all, but may have small contact marks from storage in mint bags. Even though most 1967 quarters in bad condition are common and not valuable, there are certain rare errors that collectors search for. Some examples include doubled die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled; off-center strikes, where the coin design is not properly centered; clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to a cutting error; and wrong planchet errors. In extremely rare cases, a 1967 quarter may have been struck on a leftover silver planchet from 1964. These coins are extremely rare and can be worth thousands of dollars if verified by professional grading services. Professional grading companies such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company authenticate and grade coins to determine their condition and originality. If someone believes they have a rare error 1967 quarter, it is recommended to have it examined by one of these trusted organizations. Another important factor is cleaning. Many people think cleaning an old coin will increase its value, but in reality, cleaning usually lowers its value. A cleaned 1967 quarter may have unnatural shine, tiny scratches known as hairlines, or a dull appearance. Collectors prefer coins with original surfaces, even if they show natural toning. Toning is the color change that happens over time due to chemical reactions. Attractive toning can sometimes add slight value, but corrosion and harsh damage reduce desirability. If you have a 1967 Washington quarter in bad condition, the best thing to do is first check its weight using a digital scale. It should weigh about 5.67 grams. If it weighs around 6.25 grams and does not show a copper stripe on the edge, it could possibly be a rare silver error. Also, examine the coin carefully under good lighting to look for unusual features such as missing layers or strong doubling. In today's coin market, a heavily worn 1967 quarter without mint mark usually sells for only 25 cents. Slightly better circulated examples might be worth 50 cents to $1. Uncirculated examples may sell for $5 to $20 depending on grade. High-grade certified coins can sell for higher prices, and rare error coins can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. In summary, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is historically significant because it was produced during the coin shortage era and the transition away from silver coinage. However, in bad condition, it is generally common and worth only face value unless it contains a rare mint error. Careful inspection, proper storage, and professional evaluation are important if you suspect your coin might be special. Even though most examples are ordinary, the possibility of discovering a rare error keeps collectors searching and learning about this classic American coin. Next up, the 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a coin that often creates confusion among collectors, especially when found in bad or heavily circulated condition. This coin is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. By 1969, the quarter had already gone through one of the most important transitions in United States coinage history, the change from 90% silver to copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965. Understanding the background, composition, condition, value, and possible errors of the 1969 quarter is essential before deciding whether a worn example has any premium value. First, it is important to understand the mint mark situation. Unlike the years 1965 through 1967, when mint marks were completely removed due to the national coin shortage, mint marks returned in 1968. From 1968 onward, mint marks were placed on the obverse, front of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. In 1969, quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. Quarters struck in Denver carry a D mint mark. Quarters struck in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark. Therefore, if you have a 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it was minted in Philadelphia, and this is completely normal. it does not automatically make the coin rare. The 1969 quarter was produced in very large numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters that year, making it a common date in circulation. Because of this high mintage, most 1969 quarters found in bad condition are only worth their face value of 25 cents. However, collectors still search them carefully for errors and high-grade examples. In terms of composition, the 1969 Washington quarter is made of copper-nickel-clad metal. The coin contains a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The total weight is approximately 5.67 grams, and the diameter is 24.3 millimeters. The edge is reeded. If you look closely at the edge of a normal 1969 quarter, you will see a brownish copper stripe in the middle. This stripe confirms it is a clad coin. Unlike quarters dated 1964 and earlier, it contains no silver in regular production. The design of the coin remained the classic John Flanagan design. On the obverse, you will see the portrait of George Washington facing left, with Liberty above, "In God We Trust" on the left side, and the date 1969 below. On the reverse there is a heraldic eagle with wings spread, holding arrows and an olive branch. Above the eagle reads United States of America, and below it reads quarter dollar. The motto E pluribus unum appears above the eagle's head. Now let us discuss bad condition examples. A 1969 quarter in poor condition may show heavy wear, scratches, rim dents, discoloration, corrosion, or environmental damage. In extremely worn coins, Washington's hair details may be almost flat. His cheek and jawline may appear smooth due to circulation wear. On the reverse, the eagle's breast feathers may be completely worn away. The lettering may appear thin, but still readable. In lower grades such as poor, P1, or good, G4, the coin may look very dull and unattractive. Because the coin is common, heavy wear usually means the coin is worth only face value. Even in moderately circulated grades like fine, F12, or very fine, VF20, the value is typically around 25 cents to maybe slightly above face value, if sold in bulk. Only uncirculated or high-grade mint-state examples carry a collector premium. Mint-state, MS60 and above, coins show no wear, only minor contact marks from storage in mint bags. However, while most 1969 Philadelphia quarters are common, certain mint errors can make them valuable. Collectors look for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double die errors, broad strikes, missing clad layer errors, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. For example, if the outer nickel layer is missing on one side, the coin may appear copper-colored on that side and weigh less than normal. This type of error can be worth significantly more than face value. One of the most famous error coins of 1969 is actually the 1969 double die Lincoln cent, but that is a different denomination. For quarters, major double die errors are rare, but possible. If strong doubling is visible in the lettering or date, the coin should be examined by a professional. Professional grading services, such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company, can authenticate and braid coins to confirm whether an unusual piece is a genuine mint error. If a 1969 quarter in bad condition appears unusual, weighing it is a good first step. It should weigh close to 5.67 grams. A significant difference in weight could indicate an error strike. Many people clean old coins, thinking it will increase value. In reality, cleaning usually lowers collector interest. A cleaned coin often shows unnatural shine and fine scratches called hairlines. Even if the coin is old, cleaning damage can reduce its potential premium. Toning is another consideration. Natural toning develops over time due to chemical reactions. Some collectors appreciate attractive rainbow toning, but heavy corrosion or environmental damage decreases value. In today's market, a heavily worn 1969 Washington quarter without mint mark is almost always worth 25 cents. A lightly circulated example may sell for 50 cents to $1. Uncirculated examples may sell for several dollars, depending on condition. Only rare high-grade certified coins or dramatic mint errors bring higher prices. In conclusion, the 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark simply indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In bad condition, it is generally common and holds face value unless it has a significant mint error. Careful inspection, checking the weight, examining the edge for missing layers, and avoiding cleaning are important steps if you suspect your coin may be special. While most examples are ordinary, the search for rare errors keeps collectors interested in every coin they examine.